Oh, baby, 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 come back, baby. I wanna play house with you.
You ever wake up in the middle of the night and realize, not even in some abstract way, but deep down in your bones, that the movies you love, they're dead? Like 6 feet under, decomposing and unwatchable? Dead because Hollywood made a deal with the devil of safe, sanitized, soulless storytelling disguised as progress, the devil of woke vanilla that suffocates character, plot, and drama with a suffocating pillow of message? They killed the movies, the real movies, and left us with bland, politically correct, diverse, ticking boxes that neither feel human nor entertain us. But then, something strange happened. Something beautiful, something loud, bloody, and glorious. Music biopics. And they are rising like a phoenix from the ashes. First things first, I'm not here to bash equality or inclusiveness. I'm here to call out the factory line of safe content masquerading as woke. In the past decade, studios have become terrified of risk. The moment you try to tell a story about a flawed, broken human being, especially one who doesn't check every diversity box, the Twitter mob comes for you. The woke police shut down characters who aren't fully woke. Stories are sanitized to death. Characters don't live anymore. They exist to prove points, and boy does that kill a movie. Take Green Book. Okay, an imperfect film, but it still gave us flawed characters and tension. Contrast this with the recent streaming originals that treat diversity like a checklist and plot like an afterthought. You get vanilla, preachy garbage where the climax is let's all hold hands and say sorry. And do not get me started on the superheroes. Every movie these days has a woke message shoehorned in. The characters are less people and more poster campaigns. Instead of showing us broken people who fight with their demons, we get sanitized, unrelatable caricatures. And the worst part, these films rake in billions on name recognition, but they are killing cinema. The factory produced safe content has turned movie theaters into waiting rooms. No one feels anymore, and without feeling, cinema is just moving picture. But then came Bohemian Rhapsody. The movie wasn't perfect. It had butchered timelines and it ignored most of the history. It painted Freddie Mercury in a very glorified light. But people loved it. Why? Because it felt. It was messy and loud and human. It screamed. And then the box office proved it. It made nearly $1 billion worldwide. For a movie about a gay immigrant rock star who died? That says something. People were hungry for humanity. They were starving for passion, drama, heartbreak, and raw emotion. No preaching, no safe talking points, just a damn story. And then came Rocket Man, and it didn't play the hits either. It made the pain and addiction part of the narrative. Elvis dropped next with Baz Luhrmann's style, chaotic, vibrant, colorful, and dark. We just felt it was oppression and pressure and noise. The biopic genre exploded because it wasn't about safe messages. It was about real, flawed people who fought, failed, and soared. So then came A Complete Unknown, a film nobody in the mainstream was ready for. Directed by James Mangold, starring Timothy Chalamet as young Bob Dylan. This wasn't just a jukebox musical, not even a greatest hits parade. It's about one moment, one seismic choice when Dylan picks up an electric guitar in the middle of a folk festival and tells the folk people to f*** off. The crowd boos. It's about rebellion, alienation, choosing to be hated for the sake of truth. Chalamet's performance isn't about impersonation. He channels the myth, not the man, the rebellion, the youth who dared to rewrite the rules. The movie dares to ask, what happens when the icon you love becomes a stranger? That's cinema. It's uncomfortable, but it's real. And it's not for everyone, but it doesn't have to be because it's necessary. And then the trailer dropped. The new Bruce Springsteen biopic trailer. No CGI explosions, no superhero poses, no manufactured drama. Just Bruce, gravel in his voice, his battered fender, the dusty garage light. The trailer shows a man burdened by expectations, haunted by working class roots, and wrestling with his own demons. Bruce says, I didn't have much, but I had a sound. And in that line, no cheap sentimentality, no woke gloss, just pure grit. The trailer feels like cinema again, like a story that actually make you care. And after years of blockbuster sludge, it's a goddamn miracle. Now, there is another one coming down the line. There is the Beatles movie. Or maybe four. We don't really know. 4 different directors, 4 different perspectives, Paul, John, George, Ringo. Why? Because the Beatles was never one story. They were 4 volatile personalities clashing, loving, and breaking apart. There's no formula here, no neat conclusion. Just 4 subjective truths clashing like discordant chords. This is the opposite of safe storytelling. This is a cinema of people who get that life is complicated, messy, subjective. The Beatles films will tear down the myth and rebuild it in glorious messiness. So let me break it down. Hollywood is now 2 things. Either focus group comfort films made by committees who obsess over avoiding offense. They check the diverse cast box and insert the woke line toss in a feel-good ending. Plot is just a skeleton to hang marketing on. Now there's also the flamethrowers. There's movies that burn, that hurt, that leave scars in your heart, and then ask you to feel uncomfortable, raw, alive. Music biopics are the flamethrowers. They're made by people who remember what pain feels like, who understand the truth isn't neat, that talent and madness often come hand in hand, that the heroes of these stories were often deeply broken. They don't care if the story is historically perfect. They care if it's true emotionally. So cinema is storytelling, but music is the feeling, and the music biopics combine both. That's why they work, because music communicates what words can't. The heartbreak, the rebellion, the joy, darkness. Cinema without that is just content. Music biopics bring the soul back. So, what happens next? Because the studios are watching. They see the box office, they see the streaming numbers, they want in. They'll try to milk this gold, but it's not about branding or franchises, it's about authenticity. Music biopics will win if they stay true. If they keep the grit, the pain, and their humanity, because people want to feel that. They don't want to be preached at. So, without soul, cinema is just a theme park. It's woke vanilla in a cage. It starves stories, it starves characters, it starves us. The only way forward, stories that burn, stories that bleed, and stories that rock. And music biopics are leading that charge. So here's the truth. Cinema isn't dead, it's just found its voice again. It's screaming through the amps, sweat, and heartbreak. It's coming back, and it's going to blow your mind.